Hello, I want to talk about a new tool, a new helper tool I've made for skyboxes to make the making of skyboxes a little easier. You can get boxes from the forums and the store, but if you want to create your own, you can go to a website called HDR Heaven, and they have hundreds of these things ready to download. The only problem is they're in HDR format, and you need a paint application, GIMP, Paint.net, Photoshop to convert them to a high quality PNG, which I have done with this one. You also need a utility called Qubit. Qubit you can get from pragma.com. Qubit. Basically, it'll take a 2:1 image and create your 6 skybox images. So this is the first program we need to use. So the source image, once you've downloaded and you saved it, bring it in. There it is. So 2:1, so what that means is that the width is 2 times wider than the height, basically. So what you have to make sure is that whatever the width is, the height is half of it. So in this case it's 4K wide, 2K tall. Okay, output directory, I'll just choose a folder on my desktop which is Qubit, so that I know that it's there. Now the output naming, if you want to use my application, you need to use the last one, which is the face.extension. So it'll say front PNG, left PNG, right PNG. I'm going to go silly with this and do a 4K skybox. It does allow you to go up to 8K, but I would say the limit for max is 4K. I wouldn't go well for classic or max. I wouldn't go higher than 4K. I mean, you can try it, but I don't know what it'll come out like. Encoding, BMP, super sampling, I would have that on because it makes the quality a lot better. The swap left and right, you leave it off because we have like an Unreal left-right system rather than Unity right-left system. So this is going to take a while to generate, so I'll click on generate, and while that's working I'll just pause the video. Okay, it's just finishing up now with the last one. Like I say, I did 4K map, so it did take a couple of minutes for it to generate them. And that's it, that's the Qubit work done. If we go to the Qubit folder, you can see that they're all there, and that's the naming convention, face, file type, face, file type, face, file type. That's important. We can close Qubit now. My application obviously is still in development. It's pretty straightforward. I've mimicked the Qubit interface, so it's similar. So the Qubit output directory is obviously where we save the files. So if we browse that first, on my desktop obviously it was Qubit. It will now check and all images are correct. The output directory is the directory where you want to save your skybox. So what I would do is make a new folder and call it your skybox name. So let's just say my skybox. Call it whatever you want, but don't use spaces. Okay, and the skybox name again, don't use spaces in the name. I'm just going to stick with my skybox for now. You can name it whatever you want, but you can't have spaces. If you try to type spaces, if you do that, it'll tell you no spaces in skybox name. So I would stick with just my skybox for this one, but obviously you can name it to whatever you want. That's it, that's all the settings. So if I go to generate, first thing it'll do is create an X file. It'll look at each image and create the texture coordinates and the X file for the images. So hopefully this will stop with the seam issues. It'll also create the spec text. Now the spec text obviously is the settings for the sun and sun direction. I'm thinking of making the options and putting them here so you can modify those settings. If that's something you want to see, just reply to the post of this video and say yes, custom sky spec settings. If enough people ask for it, I will add it. Oh, this is about 50% complete. Obviously, if you're using the smaller Skybox 1K, 2K, it wouldn't take this long. I am using the maximum, and those 6 images are about 10 to 15 megabytes each. So that's quite a lot of work it's doing at the moment. Nearly done. There we go, 100% complete. Like I say, that was a long time because they're all 4K images. Now, if we just open the folder, we should see there, it's created the sky spec text, the name of the xSkyBox. So these are the settings I was talking about: the sun direction, the sun strength, the sun color, sun rotation. All those can be modified from the GUI if you want me to do that. Obviously there's the X file created. So now we've got my Skybox. Let's close that, minimize that. We'll go to Skybank, which is here, and we'll just drop that folder into here, copy it so it's there. We'll load up Game Guru. I actually set a map up before, so it should point to the correct Skybox. Obviously I've been testing and testing and testing. So if I load up Skybox, and run that, there's my Skybox. Just go up here, and there's the Skybox one that was generated. As I say, that the seams, I think I've managed to sort them. The sky looks a little bit ringy, and I don't know why that is. That might be another setting that somebody can mention to me, but I don't understand why that's so, why it is like that. Let's try another Skybox. Clear. Yeah, see, that's not, it hasn't got it in, so I do need to look at why it's doing that. But my Skybox, maybe reduce the down to a 2K and see what that looks like. But I'm quite happy that it's seamless. That's the main thing, and it looks okay. So that's where I'm up to so far. I'll see what I can do about this sky. I don't like those rings, and I don't. It's like a cartoon, almost cartoon sky. So I'll have a look at that. But that's it for now. Thank you. Bye.